This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Morning, everybody, and welcome to WCFL DolFans Talk. I hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. We got a few things to talk about today, and for all of my friends and family in Southwest Florida and up the West Coast, please be careful this next couple of days with this storm coming through. Doesn't matter how small it is, it still can be effective and damaging. Meanwhile, let's bring on our co-hosts. First, we have Mr. DolFan Winters. How you doing, my brother?
Morning, brother, and good morning to everybody that's tuning in. What's up with you, brother? How are you?
I'm above ground and upright. That's all that matters.
And for that,
let's bring on our middle-aged man, the bearded wonder, John O'Hanlon.
What's up, guys? How are you? Happy Sunday morning.
Happy Sunday.
Good. And then we have our Queen Mama Maria.
Hey, Maria, good morning.
She might be frozen for a second. There she is. She's in and out right now. Anyway, there's a few things to talk about. You there, Mama Maria? There you are.
I'm here. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
So, one thing that just came up, of course, as we talked about before, Dolphins wide receiver Jalen Waddle believes cornerback Ethan Bonner could have a much larger role with the team entering his second year. Bonner probably has had like the craziest jump from, I think, any player from last year, in my opinion, Waddle said. Which we've been talking about it. He's been off the charts in training camp, really.
See, these are the guys that I like listening to. When one player comes out and talks about another player and says, hey, he's made a huge jump, he's gotten a lot better, he understands what he's doing, those are the guys that I like listening to.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, it's like Elijah Campbell and Tyreek Hill, and I think there was another player just talking about, a couple other players talking about bringing, we're not going to be bullied anymore. We're going to do the bullying.
I mean, my whole thing, gentlemen and ladies, this morning, it sounds good, but we need to see that also. Don't talk the talk, the walk. And I think what we're hearing, what you've seen at training camp, you really started seeing it firsthand that this is a different Miami Dolphins football team.
Well, that's what they had said in regards to the little brawl that broke out the other day at camp. They said that was them reacting as if it was the opposing team, and that's the way they were going to be. They were not going to be bullied anymore. They were going to be doing the bullying. That's what came out after that brawl the other day.
And that's what we want to hear and see.
Absolutely.
But today I really want to talk a little bit more about our running backs. Good morning, Scotty. Good morning, Bob McCraney. Jamie Righthart. Good morning, guys. Let me go ahead and drop the link for anybody who wants to join us.
hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that subscribe button also. We definitely appreciate all the support that we have gotten and we continue to get.
Yes. Just keep, remember, you can jump on the YouTube. It doesn't take that much time. Jump on the YouTube, hit the like and subscribe to our page. We appreciate you. Running back room. We have a lot of running back room. I feel there's going to be at least 2 players cut when it comes down to. There could be even as many as 3, depending if you look at Alec Ingold too. Because we have Mostert, Achan, Ahmed, Wilson. We have Wright, Brooks, and then Alec Ingold. That's 7 altogether. Who let the puppies out? Give me a second. Someone's take over.
No problem.
That's too right.
Well, I'd say this.
We're not
Go
X-rated.
Go ahead, John. Did you about to say something?
Yeah, now Papa Paul's got to answer that age-old question: who let the dogs out?
That's funny. I think they wanted to join the podcast. That's what it is.
Yeah. Hey, everybody's invited.
Yep. Even felines, even dogs, even cats. Everybody want to join the podcast. Here we come.
Yep. We got the OG coming on. Welcome, OG.
G, good morning.
Morning. How y'all doing?
Morning, OJ.
Good morning, Miss Evelyn. Thank you for joining us on Facebook.
Hey, Evelyn.
Okay, Scotty's saying he feels running back room is locked with Mostert, Achan, Wright, Wilson, and Ingold. Well, that leaves Ahmed and Brooks out, which Brooks, I think, will definitely get picked up. Ahmed might not. It depends. But there are a lot of teams that are looking for good running backs.
Right.
You trade Jeff Wilson.
Well, there's been talk about that, but he's got a very good rapport with Coach McDaniels. He was, with Coach McDaniels over in the 49ers. So
Can I
go
say
ahead.
something about that? Like, we have to stop with that report. Like, we have to have the best guys. If he's not one of the best guys, then that report means nothing to me.
And I'm not going to argue with you on that. But just like Greer, when they have certain ones, they don't necessarily like to get rid of ones like that. Greer, he doesn't like to get rid of certain ones that he actually drafted and stuff.
Right. Well, then that's a failure because you didn't draft Jeff Wilson. So he's ran his course.
And I'm not going to argue with you on that. I actually brought it up a few weeks ago that I think Wilson gets traded for a pick or something.
Yeah, I think you could definitely get a 4th or 5th round pick for him.
Maybe a 3rd.
Scotty says Brooks is my tough cut. I think he goes to practice team squad. Ahmed never had a stick never had a shot this season. He's auditioning for another team in our camp. Ahmed stays only if Wilson gets hurt in training camp. If Brooks goes to the practice squad, he's going to get picked up before he even has a chance to get to the practice squad.
I agree with that.
Good morning, Ziggler Wiggler. Make sure you all hit the like button and subscribe, please. Let's see who else we got joining us this morning. OG's back. OG, you're on twice. What's up, brother?
Got to cut one of them off.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. One of them's.
You're playing with free students.
I don't know what's going on with OG, but
It's some,
there you are.
this stream thing is tripping. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Jamie Wright, I would keep Jeff Wilson over Brooks or Ahmed. I think he provides an added toughness and energy, and the guys thrive off of.
I mean,
Well,
I like that. I like that analogy, but
Brooks is your backup to Alex Ingold, so why would you cut him? Like,
we don't know what we got with Chris Brooks because he did get injured. We only seen what we had is basically the first year. So
but
it's really,
Jeff Wilson was hurt last year. Like he's been
yeah.
hurt every year he's been with us.
So that's a problem right there.
Like I get it. Like we like Jeff because he did the Dallas game, but what other game can you think of? Jeff was a dominant player that helped us win a game. Like Chris Brooks filled in for Alex Ingold when he missed out and played well at fullback. So
Right.
if you're keeping
yes,
Alex Ingold, you have to have a backup for him. So why would you get
and
Chris Brooks who can play fullback and take carries at short downs and distance for Jeff Wilson who gets hurt every year? Like that doesn't make sense. Like we were trying to win, right? Like
yeah,
Right.
no, I agree with you 100% on that. And I can see what you're saying. But we don't truly know what we have with Brooks. Hopefully, we find out this year. I mean, Brooks is a big boy, and Alec Ingold, like I was saying to a few minutes ago, or before the show started, actually, I don't know if something's going on with one of his legs or not. He's got like a compression sock on his calf.
yeah, he's out of here after this. Can't like it's a wrap for him.
So, but we'll have to wait and see. But Scotty's saying teams aren't grabbing as many players off waivers as thought last year. Every cut we made, we thought would get picked up. Not me. There was a lot of cuts. I was happy with the cuts we made last year. I didn't see. Brooks was actually on the practice squad last year because wasn't Brooks a UDFA?
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Like he showed out during his preseason at camp last year. I get he had the season. Injury during the season, but so did A-Chain. But
Right.
but we know what he got. So the coaching staff knows what Bruce can do. That's why I think they keep him over if it's between him or Wilson because he has more versatility. This coaching staff loves versatility with offensive
And
linemen.
Yes, and that's what we need. No, that's what we need is players that can play multiple positions and play them well in order to have the best team possible. I think, especially backups where we need backups.
Right. And Jeff Wilson doesn't have versatility. He doesn't. So if you're going to keep backs that don't have versatility, that's Mostert, A-Chain, and Jalen Wright as already. So why are you going to keep another guy that doesn't bring no versatility? Because if something happens to Alec Ingold, then what? Like you have no fullback. He plays fullback too. So that's why they was coaching him that way.
Oh, I agree. I'd rather keep Brooks than Wilson.
I agree with that 100%.
I mean, it's we've said it all day last night and stuff. I mean, it's just going to be very interesting to see the cuts we make.
Sure. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
I walked into Dunkin' to get my coffee.
I think it was you or John that said it yesterday. Like, this is what good teams deal with when you get good. So to me, it's not a problem. It's just who do you cut?
It's not a problem. It's a good It's a problem, but it's a good problem.
Right.
All of our tight ends are taking snaps at fullback as well, Smith, Hill, and Tanner. Okay.
Tanner's not taking snaps at fullback. He's not big enough.
Either way, it's nice to see. I know Julian Hill and Smith are, or Smythe, I mean. But it's gonna be interesting. We got Chan has been making strides with things. Let me bring it up. Dolphins offensive coordinator Frank Smith praised Achane's improved understanding of the offense Thursday, saying he's really made substantial growth, which is, that's what we want. That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to see. And then they were talking about Dolphins running backs coach Eric Studesville said Thursday that Wright has been highly motivated to be really good at training camp and is working and positioning himself to do all the things that Joe Shad of the Palm Beach Post reports. Studesville said Wright is still in the process of fully acclimating to Miami's offensive scheme, which includes an above-average amount of motions and design concepts. But the rookie fourth-round pick has been spending extra time doing things at practice. And that's what we like to hear and see.
You want to know who Jalen Wright reminds me of?
Go ahead.
Jamal Charles.
Okay. I can see that some.
The running style is the same. Like, when we drafted him, I went and watched, did some research to see what we were getting. And that's all I could think about is Jamal Charles, watching him run, how he runs. He's gonna be a beast.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jamie. He's saying tight end is another tough one. You got Smythe, Smith, Fortson, Hill, Rucci, whatever.
Fortson might not make it.
I don't know about Jonnu Smith. I know it's a left-handed spiral, he's got to get used to and all, but he's had a tough time in camp.
But you said that yesterday, and I put it in the comments. I don't know if you've seen it, but Travis, that was the part I left out when I was explaining what Travis was saying about the practice yesterday, that in that drive, Mike wasn't on the field. It was Jonnu, and he had 2 key catches to where they're implementing. Travis was saying that him and Kyle Krabs noticed when they watched the Tennessee game that teams at the end of the year were taking away Waddle and Tyreek, which is the game plan when you face us. Try to take away those guys, and the tight ends was open on the opposite side or whatever formation they was lining up on. They was wide open. Tua just never threw it to them. So I think the emphasis now, that's why they signed John, is to take advantage of that when teams try to take them 2 away with 2 high safeties and the corners running with them, that underneath is wide open for the tight end. So I don't see how he's not making the team. Plus the money you'd have paid him, you're not going to take that dead money cap.
Yeah, he's making the team, Paul. I understand what you're saying, what you saw at training camp and everything, but everybody has a bad training camp. And
yeah, no, I agree.
I think
he's a vet. Like, they could keep him.
Stuff like that. I don't think there's anything to be concerned about. There's things they're going to work on, especially going against the other team that's coming up.
I want to just answer Scotty's. He's saying respectfully, he's not hearing the negative towards Jonnu you are saying. I just remember Tuesday's training camp. It was like he had grease on his hands. He couldn't catch anything Tuesday. And I agree. I was just saying at the time, if they were to do the 53-man cut then, it's possible Jonnu could have got cut because he wasn't catching anything. I could see not catching 1 or 2, but he wasn't catching anything that day.
On that scenario they did the other day, Mike is not making that catch. Travis said he outran the angle that the defender was trying to catch him, and he got the first down and got out of bounds. Julian Hill's not doing that. Smythe's not doing that. Tanner Connor is the only other one that's doing that. So
Smythe is very, very good at getting out of bounds.
But the angle, it was the speed of Jonnu that he beat the defender. Smythe doesn't have that speed.
Well, I mean, and maybe him and Tua has been working at it some. We don't know what goes on inside. We don't know what goes on when we're not there.
John Smith
But
is not getting cut.
and the biggest curveball, like Scotty's saying, is do we keep 3 or 4 tight ends?
They're gonna keep 4.
I mean, well, we got to see. There's so many good players this year. It's just really crazy. Um, I mean, it's just hard to imagine which one of these players are going to be cut on any position, really.
It's like Daniel said, the tight end is the evolution of the new thing in this offense the third year. So they're gonna keep 4, 2 pass catchers and 2 blockers. You can might stash Connor on the practice squad. That way you can put 3 on active, but they're gonna keep 4. Just where they gonna put the 4th on that? Is he gonna be on the roster or a practice squad? That's gonna be the thing.
Right.
Yeah, and before they're on waivers before they actually make the practice squad, because isn't there like a 10-day period or something?
No, just that day, if they're not claimed within, I guess, 28 to 48 hours, then they just be
Okay.
back on the squad. But this year, you can keep guys, certain 3, I forgot how many it is, to where they can't get poached. There is a rule that you can keep 2 to, I forget how many, I don't want to say the wrong numbers, but it's a few guys you can keep that you don't have to worry about hitting waivers. They changed
Well,
it.
Scotty thinks Connor would get snatched off waivers before Brooks would.
I don't agree with that.
Well, and we all have our own opinions, and we
Yeah,
learn
I'm
to
not saying he's
disagree.
wrong.
I know you're not. I'm just saying. I know you're not saying he's wrong.
I don't
I
want
mean, he
Scotty to
could be
think I'm
right. He
pushing
could be
him.
wrong. That's your, and that's your opinion. That's his opinion. That's all we say.
Yeah, I know, Papa. I just want Scotty to. I don't want to think I'm attacking his comment. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no. I'm sure he knows you're not. Because that's what I love about our podcast is we're fans talking what we feel. We're not sports broadcasters. We're not sports analysts. We're not the talking heads that you see everywhere else and stuff. And we don't argue about it. We're like, okay, I'm going to disagree with you because I see it this way.
We'll see who's right.
Right, winners?
Absolutely.
Did anybody see the interview McDaniels did yesterday?
I
Yeah, I
watched
did.
it.
Huh?
I
Oh,
watched it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut nobody off. I was just answering your question. I did.
I did not see the McDaniels interview. Who
What did you
can?
think about it?
I mean, I like what was said, and I'm going to continue to say this. I like what is being said from the teammates, from the coach, from everybody, but I need to see it on the field. That's what it comes down to. It sounds good. Everything sounds good, but I need to physically see it. You know, that's how I'm looking at. That's how I'm looking at all what's going on. I like the energy. I like what's being said. I like the tone that's being set. But I physically, with my 4 eyes, I need to see. I need to see it.
Well, and that's part of my philosophy, which I believe you're on the same boat. I don't believe anything I hear unless it's from the horse's mouth, and only half of what I see.
Right.
So for me, I'm with y'all because I'm up there in age. Watch this table all the time, like y'all. So I'm with y'all. Talking is cheap, but it does sound better than the past years. I will give it that if that helps. What he's asking, like he's talking more confident. Like he's learned it. You could tell he's learned some things. Been through, his struggles of learning, being a first time head coach. So he sounds more comfortable in the job, if that makes sense. But like they said, you got to see it. And I said it yesterday with the situational. When Travis said that he didn't run the ball when it was short, like maybe, like you said, maybe it was because the scenario was under 2 minutes. But I got to see it. Like winners will say, I
Okay.
got to see it.
Yeah. Okay. Ziggler Wiggler is asking, what's the chance Zeke Vandenberg makes the 53?
He's making plays, but Quentin Bell is a guy that I want to see in preseason.
Yeah. I seen him make some good. Quentin Bell, I saw some make some good plays in camp.
Yeah,
But can't.
two of my friends went out there too. I meant to tell them to go up to USP. You know what I'm saying? Introduce themselves. They got a pod. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can network. But yeah, sorry to cut you off. But yeah,
No, it's okay. What pod do they have?
I say inside leverage.
Okay, it's one I'm not familiar with. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, they on YouTube and they're on playback. 5 Reason Sports. So, but yeah, they was out. One of the guys was out there 2 days last week. He was like, Quentin Bell is really popping off the, well, not screen but live, whatever.
Yeah, Ziggler Wiggler saying all of a sudden the edge room is lit.
That's comforting to me because with Phillips and Chubbs, that gives them time to take their time to come back. So that was my concern.
And
Like, is Kamara
Scott,
too small to play?
yeah,
Like, I knew Chubb was a freak. Pause, excuse my language, but you know what I'm saying. Would it translate? But Quentin
well,
Bell.
Scotty's saying he thinks their emergency of Bell and Murphy puts, or their emergence of Bell and Murphy puts Vandenberg on the practice squad. That's his opinion, and I don't know. I didn't see much of Vandenberg. I pay more attention to certain players, but I think at the same time, depending on what the coaches are feeling, I don't know about Phillips. Phillips is looking good out there and doing a lot, and Chubb is working hard too. But it's a possibility Chubb ends up not coming back. Worst case scenario in my eyes, Chubb and Phillips both might not be back until after the bye week.
I'm fine with that.
I think Phillips will be back before.
I don't want.
Well, if they go on the pup, if they're still on the pup before the last preseason game, I believe it is, and I'm not certain that they got to miss the first 4 weeks, and we have a bye on the 5th week, and we come back on the 6th.
But what gives me hope for
I think
Phillips,
by 6 weeks.
but they
Bye is the
By
6th
the
week.
6th week.
Okay.
yeah, they're on a non-active pub, so that means they could come off anytime. So if it was serious to where they had no shot, I think they'd have put on the other pub to where it would have been the first 4 weeks. Like, it would already. That's why people are optimistic, because they're on the pub to where they can just come off any day. And why would you do that if they're so far away? You see what I'm saying? But we'll see.
Yes, Scotty's saying, I don't understand the first part, Scotty, but I know he's saying the second part. He's saying that Phillips will be on the 53 starting game 3.
So you got Chubb, Good, and Wynn starting this season.
On IL. Okay, yeah. So that would put them basically coming back after the bye week.
Yeah.
So it's good morning, Jack Siegel. How you doing, brother?
Jack, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Well, if the weather holds out, they'll have open training camp. And I don't know if Atlanta's down there yet or not. I don't know what days the joint training starts. I know it'll be at least Tuesday and Wednesday.
I was about to say that, Tuesday and Wednesday.
But they have open training camp for, public on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week.
Well, what is the weather looking like? It's going to be a washout today and tomorrow down there, or do you know exactly?
The East Coast isn't looking that bad from what I've seen on the radar.
Right.
It's all on the West Coast.
Okay.
It's got some rain. That's about it.
You know, they might have a few rain showers like we've had this last week, just off and on, but the weather down there for the next 2 or 3 days, Maria, what's it like?
It's going to be bad.
Is it? Because
Yeah,
the radar
it's
wasn't showing anything.
It's showing right now. It's extremely windy.
Windy, but I don't know about the rain.
No, we had some really bad rains last night. A lot of thunder and lightning, but it's supposed to get really bad tonight. So I don't even know if they're going to have practice tomorrow.
Well, I think they will, because it should be really farther north. Because it's supposed to actually hit us, I think, late tonight.
Yeah, but you don't know how bad the field is going to be.
Yeah,
Right.
With all the rain.
So if they do practice,
we don't need anybody. We don't need anybody injured, so they may practice
thank you,
inside and
Ziggler
not
Wiggler. You
outside.
have a blessed day as well. Real quick, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to talk about our man, Chef Jew.
What's up, y'all? This is Chef Jew. Looking for a great chef for your next catering party, private party, office party, etc. with welcome watering meals and desserts? Let Chef Jew Catering and Sweet Treats take care of it for you at an affordable price. Call me at 786-804-8096. Also reach me at chefjewcatering@gmail.com. Direct message on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Juice Catering. Chef Juice Catering and Sweet Treats. Food with a passion. We do it all.
Okay, let's bring on Sharif right now. Good morning, Sharif.
Sharif, what's going on, man?
What's up, Sharif?
Hey, good morning to all. Fins up.
Morning.
How's everyone
Fins up,
doing
brother.
this morning?
Fins up, brother.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Uh,
How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing great. I feel good about the injuries so far. And there's a couple of bright spots that should be pointed out. But like I said, I'm gonna make my judgments after the week 3 of the preseason. I think we're not gonna be beating up on each other anymore. I think we have Atlanta next week. So that's I want to start evaluating. I want to start seeing who needs more evaluation, and who's on their final tests, like Eichenbergs of the world, Tyndales, and guys who have a lease like Paul, other guys. But I love the activity of Bell. I love Grayson Murphy. I loved him before the draft. So I think the defensive end helped, meaning that Shaq Barrett would be probably projected as he should have told us he wanted to retire early, turned into Grayson Murphy and Bell's emergence. This is what I love about competition and training camp and stuff like that. So I remember when Shaq Lawson came and Ogba just rose cream to the crop. So this can be the same situation where a guy retires and then all of a sudden no one can stop a Bell or a Grayson Murphy. So Kamara better look out. This is the kind of things that I look forward to now, and I'm enjoying.
Well, that may be why Barrett retired. He realized he's not going to get much playing time, and he was already contemplating it. And then he saw these young kids and said, I'm not going to get much, if anything.
right.
We'll never know. I mean, he said he retired for his family, but
Yeah, his son passed away when he was with Tampa. That's why.
right.
So he's been dealing with a lot.
Yeah, and I'm loving the. I pointed out something on Curtis's show, and I don't know if nobody else is noticing this. Uh, Brewer, I think he's left-handed, and then he's also 6'1.5", right? So for Tua, and yes, this is looking deep scientifically into the game, but I'm sure when Ted Carroll stood up and Connor Williams stood up after the snap, that's 6'5". I don't know if Tua
Yeah.
can see over that. And if
No,
Tua can see,
Tua
if
can't
he
see
can
over half the line as it is.
exactly. So I think
But
the advantage now is to the Dolphins, where when a 6'1.5" center snaps the ball, Tua not only has a groove to run up the same if he doesn't see anything, because Brewer is that good of a center, but he also can see over the top of Brewer immediately because Tua is 6'1". And so I think the windows, guys, have opened up a bit for Tua in terms of the size of the
Adam,
center.
real quick,
I
I
think
want
that's
to welcome Adam Sadowski to watching on YouTube. We appreciate you, sir, and all you do. Everyone out there, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. And for those of you who don't know, that we did, I think, release one of our UDFAs, but we signed an offensive lineman by signing Sean Harlow.
Yeah, it's just competition.
Yeah, it's a veteran guard. Well, he's played guard and center, so they're looking at him as being another backup center if for any problems or anything.
His best season was 2001. He graded above, like around average, but he didn't play that many snaps. He had like 429 snaps, one sack, like 2 pressures. So, he's a good backup. Like, but I wanted the Sharif comment. Sharif, I see what you're saying, but really that doesn't matter when you're the defenders. The guy that he's blocking is 6'2", 6'3", trying to put their ears up. Like, that's still not going to matter if the O line is shorter. Like,
That's interesting you brought that up because when you watch the tape on some responsibilities for a defensive ends front four, they make gap, and that means Brewer is just there waiting to see who's going to game or stunt. And so if that's the case, then he can see a window over Brewer. But if, like you said, if they're brooding the center, meaning hitting the A gap, and they're coming through Brewer first, that's a problem if Brewer can't stand ground and anchor. Yes, it is a good point you brought up.
he's a monster in the run game. If he could just
But I'm telling
be
you
able
right
to,
now, if you look, especially when you listen to what Alf has spoken about, when you talk about windows, if I can't see you, I can't hit you.
Well, that's been one of Tua's biggest problems. Is he can't see over the offensive line, so he doesn't see the middle of the field when guys are open.
Yeah.
Did we
All
lose
right,
everybody? There we go.
No, I'm looking up something real quick. Y'all go ahead. We have 20 minutes left of the show today. So
Are we switching Wednesdays?
I'm waiting to hear back if it's still open or not.
Okay.
Because I mean that would be great. That's all. That would be really good. But is that Central Time? Because that might be Central Time.
No, it's not.
It's Eastern.
It's 7 o'clock Central Time.
Okay, so 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when are we switching to?
Just going from 8:45. Instead of starting at 8:45, we'll be starting at 8 to 9. We'll be on huddle, and then at 9 o'clock we'll drop huddle and keep going.
On Wednesdays?
Yeah.
Because we normally start at 8:45, just doing our own. But Huddle Sports might have an opening at 8 o'clock our time. So we would just start at 8, but then go till 9:30, 10 o'clock, whatever. And at 9 o'clock, jump off a huddle and just keep going with what we normally do.
Scotty, I just want to reiterate, Scotty says he lost his daughter this winter. No, it's not. She died on, let me pull this up so I'm getting it correct.
I said when he was with the Bucks.
It might have been actually, because it doesn't give the year. It's just saying April.
It was last off season during camp.
Yeah, it was definitely when he was with the Bucks.
I talked to him
Well, then
about that.
because it's saying on April 30th, but it doesn't give the year.
No, it wasn't this year. It was 2023.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah, because the article was actually written in July 31st, 2023.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. And he was saying this winter, but no, I knew it was over a year ago.
No, I believe this winter didn't he have another child this winter?
Yes. Yeah, he did have a child this winter.
Yeah.
So
I
can't say what a man goes through when losing a child. So
well, no, it's
anybody. I mean, that's
anybody. It doesn't.
Right.
Well, I know.
He probably tried to go back, give back to what he loved, but he just didn't feel the same after that.
No, and I agree with you. He wants to spend more time with family. We have some of us know Tony Hernandez, who's a great. He's a great human being. Him and his wife. It's been, I think, 3 years now since they lost their son, and it's still hard. And I couldn't imagine what they're going through. I really couldn't. Especially after, it's hard enough to see someone lose a child that in birth or something, but to lose a son that is, I think he was like 20 years old when he died. Your kids aren't supposed to die before you, is the way I see it. It would kill me if I lost one of my kids before me. I am Dolphin Rodney, who's attending the Bucks Dolphins preseason game. I know I am. I guess I'm the only one on the panel.
No, Maria will probably be there. Maria's going to have a hard time right now, guys. Maria lost her daughter when she was only 5 years old. So
I'm sorry, Maria. I forgot about that.
I'm sorry.
And it's tough. It's tough on her. It's tough all the time because you love your kids no matter what. And my thoughts and prayers are out to all the moms and dads that have gone through this, because you're always thinking about your kids. I honestly didn't know that Maria did that. That happened with Maria.
Yeah, she lost her oldest daughter when she was only 5 years old.
I just couldn't imagine what they go through or still going through even years later. We love you, Maria, and I'm sorry we brought that up, Not only did Barrett make an incredible decision, he did it timely as well to not hurt himself or their organization. Yeah, I wish it could have been done a little bit sooner, but we were able to pick it because we probably could have picked up others that were a little bit better. But we've replaced them with some. We got Ogba back, and Ogba is actually looking pretty good out there.
Well, being cut may be exactly what Ogba needed to say, hey, you know what? I got to prove myself all over again. Yeah, I had a good year, good 2 years, but, kind of fell off after that. So maybe this is what he needed to say, hey, rejuvenate, get going again, and prove that I can still do it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. It's going to be tough. He's got a lot to prove. He's looking good in camp. I'm sorry. I'm hurting for Maria right now.
Sorry, guys.
No, I'm sorry, Maria. I didn't know, and we love you very much. We don't ever want to bring up bad memories for you.
It's okay. Being a parent, it comes up every day.
The defense supported Ogba last year and pushed Fangio to play him more. OG got a chip on his shoulder now. Well, I hope so. He needs a chip on his shoulder. All our players should be playing with chips on their shoulders. I've said it before. We have less than 15 minutes left, guys, just so you know. I said it before that I like the guys who play with chips on their shoulders and I like all these guys that we did a 1-year contract with because they're going to be out there playing with chips on their shoulders to prove themselves to get a bigger contract next year. Don't you agree, John?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's some of these guys, they're 30, 32, 34 years old, 37 years old. If they want to make more money and stay in the league, they got to play well because they don't, they'll get cut and other teams are going to see it. And, that's it. Their career's over.
Right. Absolutely.
You still with us, winners?
I'm still here. I mean, I've been listening to everything. I mean, you got to think everybody's not a freak of nature like Calais Campbell. He's a 17-year-old vet that takes care of himself. And even though that he's the elder on the team, he's still going to make an impact on his defense and on his team. So,
yeah,
to have people like that, you don't get people like that in the NFL like that anymore. You don't. The average probably, if you get about 7 to 10 for some of these guys, that might be an average.
Yeah. And 17-year veteran, 6'8", 311 pounds. The boy is in shape, good time. He's taking care of his body well.
Absolutely.
And he still has a lot of fight in that dog, let me tell you.
Yeah, you can't replace that kind of leadership and everything that he's seen over the years. You're going to be hard pressed for a offense to line up in something that he hasn't seen.
Right.
Well, Scotty says Omar can suck at calling Campbell fat and slow. Calais Campbell is anything but fat. Being 6'8", 311 pounds, that is not fat. I'm 6'5", 290. I'm fat. Being 3 more inches, he's not skin and bones, no, but he's not fat by any means.
Omar says a lot of things just to get attention, and that's what that's about.
He's a troller. Yeah, he's exactly. A troller.
So,
well, honestly, Scotty says his defense can be special if they come together. I actually think they are coming together. They're looking good out there. It's been some good battles, I'm excited for the whole season. And if you're not excited for the whole season, then I don't know what you've been watching or listening to. Probably the trolls.
No, it's just looking at the division of fans that can't believe that Tua got signed and that have nothing else to say but just negative things about the quarterback. And then you got Tua that they should have had it all along. I'm still going to stay on my stance. Tua is the leader of this squad. He still has a lot to prove. He is our quarterback. He is representing the Miami Dolphins, and why would I not want to see him succeed? But he will still sit there and get the criticism at that position that all the other quarterbacks I've criticized before him and probably after him. So I hope he is the one. I hope he's the one that brings the Lombardi here down to South Florida to the Miami Dolphins and finally end that 54-year drought because we're on 24 years with a playoff win.
Well, apparently Omar called Campbell and Ogba fat and slow at camp. But apparently also Herbert is in a walking boot. So that's interesting.
I tell you something about what Winters had said. I agree. What's crazy is when we win is Hill carries him. When we lose, it's Tua's fault. So
Absolutely.
like we
Well, I mean, what quarterback has been criticized as much as Tua?
None.
I mean,
Yeah.
can you think over the years and currently and past of a quarterback criticized as much as Tua?
Nope. I can't remember any.
Well,
But
a
I
lot
will
of
not
them
lie
just
to you. I was really upset with him day before yesterday. It really, I'm not gonna lie. I was not a Tua fan when Tua came on. I wanted Herbert, and I've made that very noticeable. But I have grown to love him. But he did make me really pretty upset the other day on Members Day. You just signed a contract. Your fans are chanting your name left and right. And you come over to sign autographs and you stand 8 feet back from the fence when kids are looking for you to just take a selfie and stuff, and you don't even come close to them. That bothered the crap out of me.
I can see I can see where you're coming from, but at the same time, I know how some of these fans get, and they all want to reach out and grab and stuff, and grab at them and stuff, and he's trying to.
You
Some of
had
these fans get ridiculous.
two security on him. It was a bunch of kids that just wanted to take selfies and were giving him his football and stuff like that. You got two security guards there. You got a fence in between you. You got all your other guys coming up to the fence taking. Phillips is throwing a football out there with them taking selfies. You can't. You stand 8 feet back. That bothered the crap out of me. You should have came up to those kids that was screaming your name. That's
Well,
what I felt.
I still love it. Who was it? Was it Brooks that you had that signed your mini helmet first? Maria?
When the new rookie?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't Brooks. That was Jaden Chatham. He's one of the new safeties.
The one that signed your mini helmet at the Tua thing and all?
Yep, I was the first autograph he ever signed going pro for the NFL. He signed the Slate Mini, and then he remembered me at training camp.
Yeah.
And
he
came
gave you
up
one of his
and
gloves.
he gave me one of his gloves.
Yeah, that was great because I mean that made Maria's day, the fact that he remembered her from the first signing and stuff. And I love seeing the smile on your face that day, Maria.
It was really pretty awesome.
Maria,
He ran all the way back to get his gloves and signed them and brought them back to me. And then we gave one to the little boy next to me.
Yep.
So last year when they came to Houston for the joint practice, I went down there because Doc Brown he lives down there that played for the Oilers, Dolphin fan, and we went to the preseason game. We went after the joint practice, went to the game that Saturday or whatever, and we was with Waddle's cousin, and we was down there at the end, and the girl had a sign. Tua came over and signed it, but he snubbed the rest of us. I respect that he came over and signed the little girl's sign that had his name or whatever. Like it was only a couple of us over there. Like what I'm saying, we Dolphins ain't that many down there trying to get your autograph. Like you could have signed 2 or 3. Like I was kind of feeling some type of way about that. Like, but I let it go. Like so, I feel her on that. Like, and I'm wondering if that's the thing because I don't know. That kind of rubbed us the wrong way. It was only like 3 of us standing there. We was yelling. We got his attention for the girl. He didn't even see her. You know what I'm saying? So, like you don't honor us that they got your attention for her, and like it wasn't a whole bunch of us. It was like 2 or 3 of us. Like so, I don't know. Like that kind.
Well, that's it. We were over by the friends and family tent. It was me, Dolfreaky. It was Rex. It was a bunch of us, but there was a bunch of kids. He
Right.
didn't walk. He
No,
didn't walk the line. He didn't walk the fence. He stayed in one spot, and he had his security literally reaching for the items with the sign, handing them back to him, and then handing them. You got the kids
and
all there. Come up and be
and
there with the kids.
and that's what he did all last year. Was security guard was reaching out and grabbing them. We
Yep.
have less than 4 minutes to go, guys. Herbert has plantar fasciitis injury, 2 weeks in boot, 2+ weeks rehab. So he should be back in time for the opening game. But yeah, it's any last words, anybody, before we start heading out?
The only thing I could say about the whole Tua thing with that is Marino was no different, guys. I was
You're
at
right.
games and stuff where Marino wouldn't even come up to the fence. He wouldn't sign a damn thing. He would put his head down and just walk right past everybody. So,
Yep.
you know, it's no different than the old days. He's the quarterback. He's the top paid guy. He's the leader of the team, and you know his contract doesn't allow him to sign a lot of stuff because of the contract he signed coming out of college. So, you know.
Yeah, Scotty says he's met Marino multiple times. Not a nice guy.
I can say the same thing. I met him twice, and he was a jerk both times.
Mm.
We had him on the cruise, and he wasn't the nicest. But you give him a back, real nice.
Yeah.
Sharif, you got any last words to say?
Yeah, I think it's just unfortunate sometimes, when you have the opportunity to, thank the fans in a little way, not, don't have to necessarily sign every item, the fan who come out early, but do something to let them know that, because it's them who pay, they pay the salary.
Your salary.
Yeah, so, I was just sitting there listening. That's just interesting. But I'm looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to the wrinkles because I'm understanding that the rules will be looked upon a little more pertaining to the cheat motion of Tyreek and Waddle.
Yeah.
So we won't be penalized for what we already do, but the NFL, they said they would watch it closely.
They want to make sure he's not jumping the gun going towards the line. But real quick, we got to take a commercial before we end the scene. We have less than 2 minutes to go. Peace, love, and fins up, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, X, all that stuff, Instagram. We appreciate each and every one of y'all.
Sports.
Peace, love, fins
This is
up,
a Huddle
guys.
Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.